Why are you here? That's what dharma looks at. The reason why you're here. The purpose that you know you have within yourself. So how do you find this purpose within yourself that you're meant to have? It could be anything. And you're told when you're younger, oh, you could be anything. You could be an astronaut, you could be a fireman, a policeman, anything you want. The world is your oyster. You can do anything. Not strictly true. It's kind of a half-truth. Because you can do anything. I could become a pro footballer. I could do whatever I want. But is that really me? Is that really who I am? Because for a lot of people, what they're doing isn't them. Even though they can do it, it's not them. It's not what they should be doing really. You could be a policeman, but in reality, you may want to actually be a vet. And even though you're an incredible policeman and that's what you've been doing, a vet may be your calling. And there are other situations in life where a vet may want to be a policeman and other things like that. So it's actually looking inward and finding out, like, what is my dharma? What is my gift that I want to share with the world? Because for a lot of people, if they don't find this, they go into self-dedication. So this is where you just concentrate on yourself. And the problem we have is that if all you do is concentrate with yourself and you don't look out elsewhere, you're never going to really be truly fulfilled, happy, and living from like authentically from the place of happiness. And why is this? Well, I mean, if you look at just a small experiment, if I gave you £20 and I ask you to spend it on yourself, the happiness you will get from that is much smaller than if you were to spend £20 on someone else. And why is that? That's because we're humans. We love to give, and the feeling we get from that is more than we could possibly have just by doing something ourselves. So, in the words of Krishna, it is better to fail at your own dharma than to succeed at the dharma of someone else. So what is your dharma? And there are 4 aspects we're going to look at today. The first one, plant it. The next one, take action. Then let go, and then become the awakened self. So let's go for the first one, plant it. What do I mean by plant it? I mean find the right environment to allow your gift to be given to the world. So how can you create the right environment? Get the right people around you. Who is it that are also into your craft? If you're an engineer, hang around engineers. If you're an entrepreneur, there's no point all your friends going from a 9-to-5 job, and that's not going to help you. What you need is entrepreneurs, and you need that environment. So people is one. You need to make sure that the environment you're in, so your workspace, supports you. And you want to have your routines and your rituals around you that allow you to move forward. Because what you don't want is an environment where you're stuck and you feel like you can't break through and break free. You need to free yourself from an environment in order for you to be able to move forward and be the best you in order to share your gift with the world. So plant it. The next one, take action. What do I mean by take action? Taking action is pretty obvious. Do it. Most people are scared, and there's a fear inside us that we're not good enough, we're going to fail, or what happens if someone judges us? Does it really matter? Having a long-term perspective on this is so important, and it puts everything into perspective. For example, if someone cuts you up and you get annoyed at them, if you look back in a year's time, does that really matter? Does it really matter if you make one mistake or if it doesn't go completely to plan? Because the secret is you're never going to be ready. So what action should you be taking now in order to bring your dharma to the world, in order to impact more people, in order for you to become truly fulfilled? Plant it, take action. The next one is let go. Now, for many people listening to this is going to sound strange, but you need to let go of the outcome of what you're doing. Because you need to be a messenger and allow your message to go through the world and just let go of the outcome. Become aware of it, but you don't need to just focus on it all the time. Because the problem you have is that if your goal as a runner, for example, is to be the best in the world, and to be the best in the world, you want to win that race, and you have to win that race. If you're just focusing on winning this race and you lose, you're going to feel horrible inside. Whereas if it's to be the best you can be, does that mean you're the best in the world? It may well be. It could be that you're the best ever. But focusing on being the best you allows you to then let go of other outcomes because you already know that you've given your all. So in life, we set these goals, we set these targets, we set all these different things. And often they limit us of what we are really capable of because we're not being who we really are, because we cut corners. So for example, taking a tiny thing like if you're in the gym and you're doing sets, and you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to do 10 sets of this. And you get to the last set and you cheated a little bit, but you hit your number, so that's okay. But you're not being you. You're not being someone that does everything correctly. You're cheating yourself. You can set yourself a target of getting 1,000 followers. You could just buy the followers. It's not authentically you. And often what happens is we cut corners and we do things that aren't sustainable. And the problem is when we do things that aren't sustainable, we're going to burn out, we're going to crash, and it's not right. You need to be patient. So having this patience, being able to be centered now and not have to worry about the little things is really important, because then you can really focus on your work, focus on your craft, and focus on letting go and spreading what you have within you to the world. Now the last thing, after plant it, take action, let go, is be your authentic self. Really the authentic self. In the words of Krishna, you do not know how to act because you do not know who you are. Really think about that. Like, do you really know how to act? Or has society or have other influences created you? Is there a reason why you overreact? Who have you modeled in your life? Whose actions and thoughts and processes, routines and mindsets have you adopted to you and made you into who you are? Because 80% of your brain is developed before you're 3. So how could you possibly know what's really going on until you take your time and step back and think, I mean, what is it? What is it within myself that makes me really me? Because you have all these influences on your life throughout. You go to school, you get exams, you're told to get a job, go into the industry, and you're created as a soldier, as an industry worker to follow orders. Is that really you? Are you a robot? Are you created like this? Or have you been forced to be like this without you even being aware? So that's where you need to really find out who you really are. Because most people think of themselves as the wave. They want to be the significant person. That's what life teaches to be. You need to do this, 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 this. What happens if you were part of the ocean? Isn't that just a weight off your shoulders? Isn't it just a time where you can just relax and like, wow, yeah, think about it. Like it's something so small, but it really puts a lot of things into perspective that many people don't see because they're so laser focused on what's been driven into them previously that they can never turn away and see the light. Some of these concepts are in a book called The Great Work of Your Life by Stephen Cope, and it's brilliant. I would really, really recommend it. I'll put the link below in the video, and that's something that when you're ready, it will really resonate with you. If some of the things that I'm saying resonates, then you will want to check it out because he explains everything in a very, very simple way that allows you to really understand the essence of what I'm saying, but in much more detail. So let's look at 3 changes that you can make today to start understanding the reason why you're here, letting your dharma go, like moving into the world as a more authentic self. Number 1 is, if you could start again, what would you do? The next one is, how can you share your dharma this week? How can you share with people? How can you give more to people? And lastly, where shall I let go of the outcome? Really let go. Thank you.